There's a reason why people say there's no place like home. Having your own space provides peace and security that's sometimes hard to find anywhere else. That feeling I just described is something that everyone deserves. And that's why tiny homes are making a big name for themselves. They offer a way for people to stay off the streets. There is no sweeter sound than this.
Long time with a key.
Lloyd Brazil says the jingle of his house keys is all he's ever wanted for the last 12 years. His new permanent place is found at these tiny homes near downtown Dallas.
I knew gonna be a break one day to come true.
He's able to finally cook his meals. Tonight, it's broiled chicken. He makes his bed that sits in his room every day. But out of all the things he can do in his new spot, his favorite thing is to watch TV.
It's much better, a whole lot better. A roof over your head.
Losing his job in 2008 is why he went without a roof over his head for so long. After being let go, he became sick with pneumonia. That downtime delayed his job hunt, but when he was feeling better, the part-time temp jobs he was able to get was never enough money to pay the bills, let alone get housing.
I just give up and just, got stuck.
Stories like that are common for some throughout Dallas. These tiny homes that are offering a breakthrough for people going through situations like Lloyd are set up by City Square. It's a nonprofit that tries to fight poverty. The rent to stay inside a unit is $50 a month. Lloyd gets disability checks and worked with a social worker to get him to this point. Treating people like human beings is the first step in addressing homelessness. There are boots on the ground for support and outreach through City Square too. These three women, Danielle Tooker, Chupon Mitchell, and Catherine Hotz, spend hours walking through encampments with bags of snacks and hygiene items to give out. Their first rule of thumb is nixing the word homeless. They all prefer to use the word neighbor.
Because that's what they are. They're our neighbors. They are not somebody other than, who they live beside us. Some of them work beside us, and they're no different than us. They're in different living circumstances. They may have had less opportunity, but they're not any different.
Driving throughout town, they meet a lot of neighbors. The neighbors tell them how they ended up on the streets. Some are people with many degrees but are jobless. Some are battling drugs, alcohol, or mental problems. Some others are fresh out of jail. No matter their circumstance, these women work every day to get these neighbors on a housing priority list.
And we talked about how we'd like to see the city change their attitude on homelessness, because they're re-traumatized on a regular basis by either encampments being closed and they're being moved around, or because they're thought of as less than.
A helping hand is what many people on the street need, which should not be confused for a handout, according to Lloyd. He's taking full advantage of his new setup because he can sleep peacefully now.
Now I can look at the future now. I can't look at the past anymore. I'm looking at the future now.
He hopes to make more of his doctor's appointments and get back into the church.